Okay, so this series we're going to look at gradients. So gradients is a very good topic because you're given your gradient equation there. Gradient is just the vertical height divided by the horizontal distance. You're given that, you don't need to remember it. And the minute you see questions about gradient, go straight to that formula and we're going to substitute in. So let's just get through all the words. Oh, very wordy questions again. Pause the video, try the question yourself, and then see how my working compares with yours. So we're going from top there, top there. Okay, so the horizontal distance is 3 kilometers. 21 above sea level. Okay, calculate the average gradient between that. I think what it's getting at is, horizontally, okay, I get that. We're going 3 kilometers. So I'm going to put that into meters. So it's 3,000 meters. And then this starting point is 21 meters above sea level. And the next one is 420 above sea level. So I think the mistake here would be to take that as 420. Actually, you're starting at 21. You have to take 21 away. So that's going to be 399, isn't it? Because that is the difference between 420 and 21. You get your two. And then to work out a gradient, we're just going to do height divided by length. The gradient is equal to 399 divided by 3,000. Again, don't forget to change your units there as well. I think a lot of people might just put 3, which doesn't make any sense if you think about it. You're not allowed to use a gradient. So without even using, if this is a non-calculator, that does seem like quite an odd uh, calculation to do. But what we can do is take out 3 from both the top and the bottom, can we? So I'm going to get 133 divided by 1,000. If I divide the top and the bottom, what you do to the top, you must do to the bottom. And then I'm thinking that's about as far as this goes because this is only going to divide by 2. It's even, divide by 5, because it ends in 0, divide by 10, whereas the top doesn't, an odd number. So I would be happy to leave it like that. Next one again, paper 1, non-calc. Have a read. So the first make it tricky by making you work out this full height. But they've given you a nice little sketch, which is good. So to get this height, I'm going to have to do 22.5 multiplied by 8. So we talked before about if I wanted to do multiplying by decimals, you could ignore the decimal and then add it in at the end. So 8 fives are 40, 8 twos are 16, plus the 4, 20, 8 twos are 16, plus the 2, are 18. How many numbers are after decimal in the question? Just one. So I'm going to have 1 as well. If you wanted to try that a different way, you could say, right, well, times them by 8 is the same as times them by 4 and then times them by 2. So I times that by 2, I'm going to get 25. Not 25, sorry. What am I saying? 45. Sorry. And then I could times that by 4. So 45 times by 4 is the same again as 45 times by 2 times by 2. 90 times 2, give me 180. So there's just different ways you can, to try and think on how to do it. So that's going to come out as 180. So the gradient is equal to 180 divided by 960. So what I do to the top, I must do to the bottom. Let's divide by 10 on top and bottom. Very good. You could, at this point, divide by 2. That'd be okay, but I'm going to divide by, divide by 2 if you want. Okay. So let's say 9 on the top. 9 times divided by 2, so 45, 6, 7, 8, 48. That's fine. And now we should be thinking divide by 3. Now I know this number divides by 3, because 8 plus 4 is 12, and 12 is in the 3 times table. If you sum up the digits, and that number is in the 3 times table, it's going to divide by 3. So that's going to become 3 on top for divided by 3. 48 divided by 3, little family sum. 1, 6. Fantastic. And that looks about as far as we can go, isn't it? 3 only divides by 3. 16 divided by 3? Nope. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7's not in the 3 times table, so we can just leave it. It's 3. over 16. So you see, these are nice little questions. Actually, you're given the equation. You know, it's good. This is a scale drawing, so I'm going to leave the scale drawing one. I'll do it in a separate section. Oh, here we go. We've got to justify your answer. But again, we've seen the word gradient. We should be thinking, you know, we're using the gradient equation and it's helped us out. So the maximum gradient allowed is 1 over 14. Does this fit? So what we have to do first of all is change this into equal units. So if you want, put this into centimeters. That's probably the easiest one to do. And then we're ready to go. So the gradient of this is 25 divided by 400. So let's see how far we can go. So the top and bottom I can divide by 5. So I'm going to end up with 5 and 400 divided by 5. Just do your little chimney sum. 5 into 4 doesn't go. 5 into 40 is 8. It's a 5 over 80. I can still divide by 5. So divide by 5 again. They give me 1. And then 80 divided by 5. And they give me 1, 3, and 16. So the gradient is a 16th. So I've got 14. 1 over 14 is the maximum allowed. And I've got 1 over 16. 1 over 14, 1 over 16. You're trying to say, well, which one of those is bigger? Well, let's imagine if I had a pizza and I cut it into 14ths, and I had a pizza and cut it into 16ths. I think I would rather eat from this one, isn't it? There's 14 slices, here are 16 slices. So obviously, these slices are just slightly bigger. So that fraction is bigger than this one. So if 1 over 14 is bigger, then it's okay. So yes, it's okay. And you justified it by saying that this is bigger than this. You could also, if you weren't sure, think, oh, wait a minute, I can't quite visualize that. Just do the sum in the Jimmy sum. Just do, okay, 1 divided by 14. Just do a little bit of long division. 14 into 1 doesn't go. Okay. 14 into 10 doesn't go, so I'm now left with 100. How many 14 goes into 100? That would be about maybe 7-ish. Yeah, 7, 10. Yeah, and then carry that on. And you could do the same with 16. And you'll find out that this is just slightly bigger. That one. Okay. You can do the sum as well. I think we could do one more of these. So again, have a little read. Okay, so this time, I'll just draw out myself one of my rubbish triangles with my non-straight lines. So the length is 200, and again, they're trying to trick you by showing you 2 and 17. They're making you say, well, the difference there is 50. So the recommended average gradient should be between here and here. So let's see what our gradient is. Our gradient is 15 divided by 200. So can I divide the top and bottom by 15? I'm not sure. Divide them by 5. That's the safe play. So 3, 200 divided by 5. Just do a little chimney sum for that. They give me 40. And then I'm looking thinking, can I divide this by 3? No, that's really as far as I go. So 3 divided by 40 is my gradient. And I need to be 0.6 and 0.08. So I'm just going to do that sum. I'm going to do 3 divided by 40. A few zeros in there, we're going to need them. And 40. So 40 and 3 obviously doesn't go. Carry the 3. So that obviously doesn't go. And now I'm left with 300. 300 divided by 400. How are we going to do that? Well, I would just think on its timetables in reverse, isn't it? You're kind of saying 40 times by what gives me 300 or as close to it as possible. So if I was to say, 6, can I go any higher than 6? That's going to be 240. I could probably go higher than that. I'm just going to write that one out. 240. And then 40 times by 7 is 280. So we're getting close. Yeah, there we go. And then 40 times by 8 is 320. So it's going to be the 7. Yeah. And I've got 20 still left over. 20 left over. So 200 in there. And then we'll go back. That's going to be 200. So that's going to be a 5. So I've got 0.075. Is that between these two numbers? Well, absolutely it is. Yeah. I'd say that 0.06 is between 0.075 and 0.0. That's a mathematical way of saying that that number is between these two numbers. So therefore, and you just say, yes, it's safe. So I hope that was helpful. I will do more videos on this one unless you want. But that's, yeah.